Greetings friends and fans of YouTube, it is nice to see you all again and welcome to another review video. So as I have been doing for the last couple now, the vote was cast and this is what came up in the vote. And to sort of break away from the extreme shapes that I own in my collection now, a good friend of mine suggested that I review my Ltd Viper. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, those who've been with the channel a while know that I had a black ESP Viper that was retrofitted with a Zach Wild EMG set. That, I am pleased to say, is now in the possession of my bandmate Rob. We agreed that the band needed actives to sort of achieve the sound that we wanted. So I brought both to practice once I bought this, and I let Rob have a go with the other. And yeah, he agreed to buy it off me so that we have two things. We have active pickups and somewhat matching guitars, which for a stage look is not a bad thing at all. I will leave a link in the description for my band if you don't follow me already. Follow us on Facebook, as we post updates relating to stuff there. Obviously with the world being as it is at the moment, there isn't a lot in there, but there are some demos of tracks that we are working on. So, let's get into the review of this then. So this is a ESP Ltd Viper 300M, which is a all mahogany offset SG, which I really like. As far as I know, this was a limited run. I seem to drop onto limited runs sometimes, and I like the way that some of them look. But I love this one because of the natural finish across everything. So it's all naturally finished, set in neck construction as well. So as you'll notice, both the body and the neck are mahogany, and the big chunky slabs of it too. If you look at it on its side, it's quite a hefty guitar, I have to admit, but it's balanced. There's a little bit of neck dive, but that's about it. Could be to do with where the strap horn is actually. ESP Ltd's own tuners, set in the 3 above 3 below configuration on a classic Ltd headstock. We have EMG 81-85 set, so 81 in the neck, 85 in the bridge, 1 volume, 1 tone, 3-way switch, and there is a cavity on the back for a battery, which is nice, but it's not a quick release one, so you still need a screwdriver. The fretboard is rosewood, and it's 24 fret, but 24 3/4 scale, so what that means is it's a full 2-octave fretboard, but it's at the size of a Les Paul. And the neck in itself is quite thin tapered but modern C, so it sits nicely in the palm of your hand, and it's great for chording but fast enough to be able to solo with as well. The neck also, for a guitar in the price range that this would have fell for, also has a volute, which I've come to really respect that, because the guitars that I've seen of crisis stories on Google, where you Google broken guitars, a lot of them tend to be the headstock, and the volute just adds to the stability of that headstock. So I'm going to switch now into a nice clean channel on my Blackstar ID Core 20 amp. For anyone who wants to know how this all is set up, so this is in drop C sharp, which is, as I lovingly refer to, the Trivium tuning, with a set of 1052 Ernie Ball skin top heavy bottoms. And that is all running into my Blackstar ID Core 20, which will be on the various effects with delay and reverb, and that is going straight into the Oppo smartphone camera. So I'm going to switch over to a clean channel and let's get on with the review. There we are guys, so I am back now on the clean channel of the amp, and yeah, just to give you an idea as to how it sounds sort of overall. Nice and warm, very woody. So, this is the neck pickup, which is the EMG 81, and here we go. said, it's quite a woody tone, it's very warm, really bass respondent, and that comes down to the mahogany body. As a lot of people know, good full fat Les Pauls are all solid mahogany, and this is a good size piece of mahogany. The guitar is heavy, I don't dispute that, it's heavier than most of the ones in my collection, but it really does add to the tone, and there'll be the people in the comments that'll say, oh, but tone's not affected by wood. It really is. And it's more noticeable in guitars that a composite of all one wood. Like an all mahogany guitar will sound very different to a bolt-on guitar or a guitar that's set neck as opposed to neck through. So the next position will be the split in the middle, and here we go. So as you would expect with two active pickup split, there is quite a bit more push that comes from the bridge, and as anyone who knows EMGs, the 85 is a very hot bridge pickup. So just for some leads there up in the higher register. Tone. I have to admit, this guitar is my workhorse. This is the guitar I use for band practices. It's probably the guitar I'll go out live with, obviously, for the similar aesthetic to my bandmate. But I do a lot with this guitar, and the reason why is every time I pick it up, something seems to flow. So if I'm having a bad writer's day, I'll pick up a different guitar, because sometimes, and I might be daft for saying this, the shape of a guitar can really influence what you play with it. Now, SGs, Les Pauls, everything like that, you feel more inclined to want to do some really bluesy leads. I don't know why, that's just naturally programmed into my brain. But yeah, and that tone there is really good for that crisp, slightly driven bluesy lead. So now we'll go on to the full bridge humbucker. Here we go. It's very bright, it's very crisp, really does sing out quite well in the upper register because of the hotness of the pickup and pushing the mids and treble. And just again for the upper register. Yeah, I really like that. That's a tone that I do use quite often, particularly for the intro to one of my tracks. We do use that in the band for one of our tracks, Land of the Fallen. Again, I will leave a link in the description to my band there. So, what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to switch over to a nice gritty distortion channel and we'll go through the tones again. There we are, guys, so I am back now on the distorted channel of the Blackstar ID20. For those that do have the amp, it's the OD1 setting, and again, just delay and verb tuning so that the guitar doesn't sound too flat. So we'll go again on the full 81 in neck, and here we go. can hear, driven, the 81 does suddenly become incredibly fuzzy. That's not a bad thing, and I'll show why in a second with the leads. As just enough gains coming through the pickup that you can obviously reverberate into harmonic feedback, and the high end does sound really good. So just to give you that idea. Great for those singing leads, and yeah, I use that a lot when I'm wanting to write something a bit more instrumental. Again, this would be the guitar I pick up. I go on a lot about how I pick up different guitars for different things, and there is some method behind it, as I say, because some guitars do just sound innately different. Not necessarily because of the pickups, but because of the way that they are. Some guitars feel different. And that's a good thing. It's good to have that sort of variety when writing music. It can really help to get you out of writer's block. So the next position then is the mids, and here we go. So again, that mid push is really articulate, which for some people is like, how is that with active pickups? And the honest answer is I don't know. It's a very responsive set, and I admit I have to pick lighter and with a lot more precision to get some of the tones out of it that I do. But again, that's testament to how good EMG pickups are, that they can respond that well to such minute differences in your playing. So just for the upper register. Again, very clear, very articulate, something that I can use, which I don't say a lot about of a lot of pickup sets, because some of them, there are positions that I just simply can't get anything inspiring from them, and that's by the by, some guitars are like that. And the last position then is the bridge, which is the full 85, and here we go. Now you see why I love writing with this. It's big, it's boomy, it's articulate, and all of the notes ring through, especially in the mid, like in the upper here. It's just great, and it's great for rhythm playing. As I say though, it can solo quite well. So just for the upper register again. And again, very articulate, very bright, great for catching some singing elements of lead playing, obviously great for harmonics. It's just got all the instruments and tools that I need in a guitar to really get down to some seriously heavy writing. So that is it for this review, guys. I noticed that the voting is not going particularly well. However, you do only have 2 guitars left. I'm going to show you which 2 they are, because there has been a change to my collection since the last time I filmed. So, as you know, I had a Epiphone Carina Explorer, which was natural wood, quite yellow, mustardy coloured, classic vibe Explorer. I'm pleased to say that I have parted with that and traded it, because I wanted to change some of the stuff up in my collection. I had 2 Flying V's, I had 2 Explorers, and the SG, so I wanted something a little more super stratty. So I went for an Ibanez, and I was fortunate enough to trade for this. So this is an Ibanez RG321EX with a reverse headstock. It's very similar to a Mick Thompson Ibanez signature. It's an RG shape, it's string through. It is an absolute machine because of that pickup there. It has a Bill Lawrence USA 500 pickup in the bridge, and it also has a mid-boost circuit to the neck pickup, which allows it to obviously tone split to a degree as it pushes the mids, and obviously it drops out some of the bass. The neck is fantastic, it's comfy, it's great, and obviously bound and everything like that. It's a solid guitar. So you have to choose between this, or we can go back to the extreme shapes for week 4, and I can review this. This is my 1984 EX Epiphone Explorer custom shop, or it says it's custom shop and limited edition. This is sort of modelled on the guitars that James Hetfield would use, very much so down to the pickup set. So it's an 85 in the bridge, 81 in the 85 in the neck, 81 in the bridge. So it attacks differently and picks up different things. So you have between that and the Ibanez. As always, I will post the poll on Instagram. If you don't follow me there, I'll pop a link in the description for my Instagram. But as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.